Hi, I'm Mary Lou Zeek, and this is our 100 Artist Show. We have been doing this for over 10 years. When we think of art and communication, we just think of sending letters back and forth, and that's kind of what I wanted to do for this show by pairing up artists with artists and having them write letters to one another and then respond to those letters by creating their artwork.
I'm Nancy Lindberg. My partner artist is Shelley Curtis from Corvallis. Letters are connections to each other and to the past. I decided for my piece that I would take an old photograph of a little sister I never knew who died of diphtheria when she was 5 and try to build a composition around this little photograph. I used parts of a sympathy note to my young parents. Within the composition, I was able to reflect my thoughts about writing letters and how precious they are, especially if you keep them.
My name's Elizabeth Bauman, and I was partnered with Anna Magruder. I sent Anna a letter that was basically a poem, and she sent a beautiful painting in response to it, and I'll read you the poem. The letter, that one letter, a remembrance of forget-me-not, was kept tucked away safely for many years, a lifetime, until it faded from memory and left only a question. And you can see in her piece that she included the forgotten letters that she found perhaps, and did this beautiful painting over the top of them. And her letter to me was a story of an experience she had on a trip. She had just purchased a book that talked about trying to think bigger, trying to think, raise your expectations so that you'll succeed. I took that and came up with a piece that I titled, It Was at That Moment She Started Thinking Bigger. I took a little bit of collage so that I had a little bit of the paper element from the letter. And then I did this big orb over her head so that it gave that impression of thinking more, thinking greater, little compartments of what that experience might be.
Hi, I'm Lisa Holloway, and I guess you would classify me as a fan of artists and of the creativity of this particular show. When Mary Lou told me about the theme, I just got all goosebumpy because I started thinking about the letters that my husband and I used to send to each other in college, and how that form of correspondence may be going by the wayside with text messages and computers and email. And I still have those letters that we wrote to one another, and that's how we got to know each other better. So I think that this show has so many possibilities, and I'm so glad that Mary Lou is going to use the money to help this project get carried out in the community with maybe doing art projects with senior centers and small children. And I just think it doesn't have to be a professional artist that does this. It could be just an everyday person. So I hope that you find the creativity to be able to implement this in your organization.
Doing this show, we always have a recipient of the monies from the sale of these pieces, because all of these artists have donated their piece for this cause. And over the last 10 years, we have done various things with helping different organizations like Marion Polk Food Share, with the SOS shelter. But this year is a little different because it is a letter. We decided that we needed to create kits for different people, like teachers or people that are in senior centers, high schools, grade schools. And what the teachers would do is take the kit, which would include a book from the 100 Artist Show, a lesson plan, and a video just depicting interviews with the artists and how we went about doing our show. And our hope is that this show can really carry on. So the monies that we raise will help us continue with what we really would like to see happen. We're hoping to create a blog so that teachers and anyone across the country can access this show and do it themselves.